Hi, I'm Mika Truman and welcome to Frankincense School of Mystical Arts. Today I would love to share my experiences with fairies, about the fairies. When I had my near-death experience, before then, I really did not even believe in fairies or gnomes or little ones or the gold people, the brownies, the sprites, little ones. I think I said that one. But I never did believe in any of them. But when I was on the other side, I was shown a whole entire race of little people. And there were all kinds. And they really are, you hear myths about how some of them are good, some of them are not. I mean, you have that with everyone and every species. But these beautiful little fairies, which we will call them that, they are seeking out, most of them are there to help you and connect with you and bond with you. They love to help you. They are afraid to show themselves to you. But sometimes they do. And some of the experiences that I have had with them is that ever since I saw them on the other side, when I came back, I see them all the time. And I still do, and I still interact with them, and my family does as well. But they are around me, and they have been ever since I saw them, and I was shown to them, and I was shown that they are everywhere. They actually live in the trees. They live in the deserts. They live everywhere. There's some that connect with the water, that live in the water. But they show that within the trees, within the roots, they are totally like they live and they go back and forth through the roots system of the trees. That is one way on how they connect. They also do the same with the water because they travel and they go within the waters, and that's their like channel, that road. But some of them are connected to the water and they're part of the water, and they love the water. Some of them love the snow, some of them love the trees and the forest, and some of them love being in the desert and the mountains among all of the rocks. So they're everywhere, and there's all these different kinds of families and species out there. But I was shown that they truly love and adore us. They've had the choice to totally not be a part of our world, but they choose that they wish to be a part of our world. And they love to bring laughter and joy and do service for us, because this is what they do. Some of you may not think that they do any service, and I have heard stories where, oh, they just play tricks and they can be so mischievous, but that's not all of them. Some of them do little sneaky little tricks because they want you to connect with them. They want you to know that they're there. And it's been my experience that they will take my things and my jewelry and my keys, and when I want them back, I will say, I will trade you. How about if I trade you some chocolate for my keys? How about I go and I'm going to put this chocolate in the other room, but can you please give me back my keys? I need to go somewhere. They want to be acknowledged. They want you to recognize that they're there. There was a time when they did not hide. There was a time when they were totally amongst the people and around them all the time. And they showed themselves freely to them. But then people weren't always very nice to them, and they were mean to them, and they took capture to them, and they made them just do work for them. And so they chose to disappear, and they chose to only show themselves to those that they wished to choose themselves to. And I'm speaking to the ones that are nice. These are the ones that I'm speaking about. But I was shown that they are here to bring laughter and joy and help shift and switch the energy at this time, because we are headed towards a time where we're going to start seeing them more and more, and we're going to start hearing about them. We're going to start hearing them, and we are going to have the experience of really truly having them a part of our lives and a part of our family. Some of the stories that I have experienced since my near-death experience was I loved and still love and adore the fairies. I lived in a home where I had tons of trees everywhere. I lived in the forest and I lived in the mountains, and my whole backyard, 5 acres, was nothing but trees and trees and trees and trees. And so I thought, oh my gosh, this would be so cool. I'm going to put fairy doors on some of these trees. So I painted them up, and I asked the fairy of who was going to live in this house, of the door, what is your name? And they told me, and I wrote down exactly what they told me. And to this day, I can't remember, but it was a very different name. I mean, it was about this long. And I wrote just as it was, Mr. and Mrs., and that was their name on one door. The other one was a little itty bitty fairy. She lived there with all of her kids. And she told me how to paint her door, and she told me her name, and I painted her name on the door, and I put it on the tree, and I put Mr. and Mrs. on their door, on their tree. And then there was one, and I put him in the back, and he told me his name. And so I thought it was just so cute. I'm just going to just put him up there, and it'll be so much fun. Little did I know, about a week later, they were coming in and out of the door. I'm not even joking with you. I literally could see them come out and share their personalities. And the gentleman in the back, he was this cute little old man. He was itty bitty. And he would come out and he would clean, and he would just get all frustrated if the pine needles fell in front of his yard and it got all messy. Oh, he was highly opinionated. He was just a little bit grumpy. And it was so funny to watch. But he definitely was just grumpy, and he grumbled around. But he would come in and out of the door. And I sat and watched this in utter shock. And then you had the Mr. and Mrs., and they would come in and out, and they would bicker back and forth, and they were so cute, and they were so fun to watch, and I would leave little treats at their doors. But I connected with them, and I bonded with them. And it was such a joyous experience. And when I moved, I did take the doors down out of respect for them, because I just didn't want to leave the door open and have them be able to come in and out and have somebody see them and disrespect them in any way, because that was the last thing that I would ever want. And so I did take the doors off. But that is one way that you can connect with them, is you can put doors around your home. You can put doors outside, even on the rocks. You can put them anywhere, because you're letting them know that I'm inviting you in. You can always take the doors off if they become annoying. You can. But they're just really fun, because it's about acknowledging. And I noticed that when I get the little fairy, the figures and the little villages, and if I put them around my house, they start to come around more, and they start to interact more. And we even caught on a recording of one talking. So it is very weird, and it's very cool, and it's so interesting. It's the most itty-bittiest voice of them talking, but it's real. And they are around you, and they help you. Connect with them, talk to them, because chances are you're going to start to see them more and more around all the time, because they're starting to come out. They want to be seen, and they want you to acknowledge them. So please connect with them, talk to them, invite them if you wish. And if not, you don't have to. But anyway, here's a few things that I have learned along the way with my learning and experiencing with the fairies and the little ones. And it's such a joy of mine. So please share your experiences. And until next time, jump over to fsma.life, and there's a ton of free psychic courses over there, as well as a lot of free stuff too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until then, take care.